Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How the heck are you? Paulie, I missed you yesterday too. I saw that the guy, the Fed was going to talk at noon. I looked at the chart and saw where we were, and I wasn't going to waste y'all's time. I wasn't going to waste my own time. I didn't even really bother yesterday. It was better to just let it do whatever it was going to do. There was too much uncertainty with the Fed at noon. So I just stayed away. Let's see here. I redid my garage yesterday. It's looking mighty fun. Today is Wednesday. There is no news on the calendar. Surely somebody comes in here later and tells me, Cam, there's news. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Paulie, I'm looking at a few, actually. Indexes. So, the US 30, very clear, very defined. Peak formation low on Monday, peak formation high on Tuesday. We've got failed breakouts at both sides of the week. Caslow, I have not heard from you in a while. Good to have you here. Yeah, Caslow, I was just saying. All right, the Russell, very clear. Peak formation low, peak formation high. First green Monday, first red yesterday. I'm going to focus more on the peaks instead of the signals. So you said oil could be something. Oil could definitely be something. Gold could be something. A lot of very clean charts out there. Letting some people flow in. If you're coming in, say hello. Don't be shy. There's only 20 people in here right now. No worries. Like the stream. Let's get things going. Just a reminder real quick. I am not a financial advisor. The information on this channel is provided for informational. Show your screen. I'm here. I'm showing it. Without any express forward. Holy cow. Informational purposes only without express apply words. If you get any kind, including words of accuracy, completeness, fitness, or particular purpose. Pause the stream. Read this. Spider, I hope you're doing good as well. NASDAQ is your favorite, Shaky. Okay. Jay Mills, good morning. Good morning. Caslow, good morning. First red day on the Dow. Heck yeah. Sandra, screen's up there. Knight, good morning. Who else is here? Quant, hello, hello. Paulie, Shaky, good stuff. I've said hello to everybody, hopefully. Unless new people come in, I'll say hello to them as well. Yeah, so NASDAQ, right? Hui, good morning. Let's see. Market's been going up. If you look at the 1 hour chart, it's been going up quite a bit. And we've had a lot of first red days, and it's like, oh, well, first red day. Another first red day today. Is it going to go down? We still have no idea, all right? We did break down on the EMA side. We haven't triggered previous day's levels on the opposite side of the range. They've came down this magnificent large 1, 2, 3 on a 1 hour chart. So, there's a lot of reasons why maybe it won't go and follow through today. Market's been going up. This could be a stop hunt to the low for a follow through and a continuation. I don't want to speculate too much. All I'm going to do is say, hey, this is what template we could be in. And I would say that would be a first red day template. We have a down close bar, breakout that has potentially failed over the course of 2 days. We've gone back to the high of the day and are working at the high of the day. I'm a little worried about the pattern, but I'm going to watch it anyways. Okay, yesterday was the first red day. I have to watch this and make sure that it's not going to play out. And if it does play out, I would like to be a participant. We're at the high of the day. We're pretty close to it. We have the low of the day intact down here from Asia. And of course, we have previous day's low as well, which is down yonder. All right. We're going to skip those ads. We're going to go to US 30. And I like this one because, well, number one, we've been going up, okay? But yesterday we did trigger, or on Monday, excuse me, we did trigger the previous day's low, which means something. It could be the beginning of a template. And then we triggered the high yesterday, first red day, peak formation low. So we triggered the low on Monday and created a low and went up. Gone up and created a high on Tuesday. So this is kind of that heartbeat pattern where we've came in sideways. We've got a pulse, thankfully. And now the market is sideways on the inside. I would be very, very happy to watch this. Okay. No true directional bias necessarily. I am just going to watch and observe and see how things behave. Let's see here. Before the session began, this is the high of the day. Before the session began, this was the low of the day, or just about. And now we're just sitting on the inside. And we're completely on the inside. We have not triggered previous day's levels. That's one thing that I do not really care for on the indexes is we're on the inside. We haven't triggered levels. No levels have been triggered. So that could be problematic. That could lead to a narrow range day. I don't want to see a narrow range day. I want to see an expansion day. We had a first green day on Monday. This is the Russell now. Peak formation low. Market's been going up. We had a first red on Friday. So basically peak formation high, peak formation low Monday or Friday, Monday. And then now the template has continued to provide that to us. We have a low and a high in place and a consolidation sitting right in the middle, 3-day rectangle. So that's what we're looking at. Peak low, peak high. Again, I'd like to watch the Russell. Consolidation sitting in the middle. Got my high of day in place. Got my low of day in place. I think they put in a high and a low in London, which means they hit both sides. Marius, good morning. Blue Quan Traders Trap above last week's high. Also, yeah, could be. If there's evidence of that, that's a decent thesis. They're going to have to break down and follow through a bit. Gold. Okay, different template. 3 days of breakouts long. We've gone sideways at the high of the current week on a Wednesday. No first red day yesterday. Do we have any sort of lower low on a 15-minute chart? No. A high of day in place. High of previous day, excuse me. Looks like the low is all the way down here. So we're sitting in consolidation. Structurally, we're sitting in consolidation. On the day itself, what is the day looking like? It can look like this. A lower low here. We're going to do a higher high. So basically a high and a low in place. Kind of similar to some of the other instruments that we've been looking at. Peaks in both directions. And on the inside. So maybe gold is not the best option of the bunch. Going to oil. We've had a peak formation. I'll do that, Paulie. Peak formation put in place on Monday, first green yesterday on Tuesday, and breakout day one. Yeah, we're doing it in red. No, we're not. We're doing it in green. There it is. And breakout day one in the upwards direction. Very clean chart on oil, I think. Would have been great to have seen it right around over here. We've continued to go higher after breaking out a previous day's high, making higher highs and higher lows. I don't know if there's going to be anything I can do with this, unfortunately. So typically what I like to see on a breakout day one is they trigger the high, they pull back kind of like they did here. You get a low of day trade and it goes through the high and goes vertical. Where they break out, they pull back to the previous day's high. Top of the box becomes the bottom of the box and you get the coiling consolidation and a vertical move. This is already moved quite a bit. I don't know if I should be watching this. But I will anyways because I've got space for it. No big deal. Check out ES. Let's do that. Yep. And 15-minute chart. Yeah, so this is going to be similar template. You could project this breakout level across on this one as well. I don't think I mentioned that on the other one that was kind of set or similar setup like this. Yes, this is also a first red day breakout. Oh no. Failed over the course of 2 days. Day 1, day 2, day 3 of the 3-day cycle, but also of the week as well. So it's Wednesday. Coiling on top of the EMA, which is fine. I'm not too concerned with the EMA, but let's see. This is before the session began. I am concerned with the high of the day. And low of day, which is from Asia. Seems like a lot of instruments, some, they put in the low in Asia and the high in London. Some of them have put in one session, they've hit both sides. Anyways, I don't want to speculate too much. I think that these are decent templates. I just want to see if they play out. If they start to play out, then great. And if not, then great. But the charts look better today than they have in the recent past, so can at least be excited for that, as long as things continue to do what we expect, play out a little bit, I am going to put US 30 up there. I'm going to put the Russell in the bottom right, and I think I will watch either gold or oil over yonder, over here. I don't know which one I should watch. I'm going to watch gold. If somebody sees oil start to do something crazy, let me know. But I think gold has not triggered a previous day's level today. I'm going to watch oil. At the very least, oil has triggered previous day's levels. So, that could indicate a larger move or more money, liquidity involved, volume, whatever you want to call it. And then we got 1 minute to the open, which is fantastic. It's fantastic news. I'm gonna crack a cold one. Here we go. You ready? Ooh. There we go. I'm trying the Aldi brand Summit Orange Waves Orange Energy Drink. I've never had this before. Let's see if it's good. Yeah. Sure. That is not a paid endorsement. Peace within. What is up to you? Here we go, 9:30. Russell. Big spike down off the open. We're at closing price. Oh. Hello. We're going to get some whipsaw today. Cool. The euro dollar, huh? We're going to go up and take out the high of the day. Oil or US 30, yeah. Just went up there and tapped into that bad boy. So the Russell is dumping. Righty then. How volatile is this? Does it look like it's moving big and it's just not? No, 20 point. Okay. How big are the 1 minute bars? All right, 1 minute bar on the NASDAQ. 35-point bar. I guess pip bar. Let me check the, I think it's pretty similar as far as pips and points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, about 34 points. Where's the sneaky Russell going? Is it going back up to disrespect everyone who just went short? Maybe. I have not entered anything. I have not put in any orders. I am watching the NASDAQ aggressively. I want to see how this bar closes. And I'd like to see how the next 5 minute bar opens. What is unfortunate is whenever this happens and the first 5 minutes moves this far, we've basically gone from point A to point B in one 5 minute bar, which could be really great, or it could be really bad, because that means that they have opened a bar, forced everybody to buy that bar down here. And then I get a little beat up on the selling short. $9.34. We're about to open a new 5 minute candle. Well, let's see if they disrespect everybody with this. This down move here. Is the down move fake? Came down in a pretty big 1 bar, pause-ish, 2, and 3. Not necessarily looking for longs, but understanding the market has been going up. So any strong move could be an indication of stop hunt, low rise. I have no idea. Most people use correlations between indexes. I do not. And I think for good reason. I don't want to confuse myself. I just look at the chart that is doing what I want it to do, and then I trade that one. 3 minutes and 31 seconds left on this bar. I'm liking what I'm seeing, at least as of right now. Could be decent, you know. It might be an okay day. I don't want to say that for sure, but we're gonna find out. I still have no orders in. I have still not entered anything. I don't think I'm prepared to do so. I think I am prepared to turn this fan down. Timeout. I am a true Floridian because anytime it gets below 80 degrees, it is cold. AK-47. Howdy do. Yeah, I'm not really sure, Jake. So he used to talk about, and I've seen other people reference the week as day 1 through 5, right? And Stacey used to, if you look at his much older stuff, because I don't watch his videos anymore, so I don't know how or what he's teaching these days. He used to reference day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's how a lot of other traders reference the week as well. 3-day setups. Wednesday is a reset. Does that mean that there's a new high and low? I don't really do it like that. Which, you know, I might be doing it by his standard incorrectly, but it works well for me, so I'm just going to keep doing it. Over 3 days. So the 3-day cycle, and then there's the weekly template, right? It's just looking for 3 bar patterns. If you go, if you go and read Toby Crable's book, he talks about 3-day patterns, 5-day patterns, 7-day patterns. All right, there's different, and you can just chat GPT the heck out of it and just say, what was Toby Crable's 3-day opportunity? And you'll see, oh, wow, he had a first red day setup, he had a first green day setup, and he had very, very similar like inside bar range expansion setups, large range day setups that I don't even really like to focus on. I'm going on a rant right now, but what I'm trying to describe is I'm looking for 3-day patterns. A 3-bar pattern on the daily chart that tells me potentially what we could be looking at today. So if I have a 3-day cycle, let's say that they've put in a high at the high of the week, the idea then is that the market will trade away from that. So maybe this is a first red day, or maybe this is, you know, breakout day 1 to the downside. So we would have maybe like a pump day, and then maybe like, you know, breakout day 1 and something like this, right? There's going to be 3-day templates where I could sit here and draw arrows and just tell you exactly how it should look or what characteristics that it should have. I'm just looking for that to happen on whatever. All right, it could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I'm also looking for those same templates Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc. I hope that makes sense. I know that was a lot of words and description for what you asked. Kurt Richardson, good morning. It can also go up. It can also go up. It can go down. It can go sideways. The only thing that it really can't do is go left. Unless I use bar replay. I guess it could go left a little bit, you know. What are we doing? What are we doing? Alrighty then. Okay. Just not really sure what the reset meant. I think it just begins a new 3-day template. Because then it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've seen people post in Discord he's drawing the reset in the middle of Wednesday, so I don't really know what that means either. Does that mean that you can only have a 3-day setup in the Asian and London session? So I have to wait. Do you have to wait till Friday? I'm not really sure. And I'm not going to try and investigate because whatever I'm doing is working. So and I've been doing it the exact same way the entirety of you all seeing me here on YouTube. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do I have a video on it? On resets? I have videos on peak formation resets, but not necessarily daily resets. So like, for example, an up moving market, boom, 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 triggers previous day's low, puts in a new peak formation, and continues to go higher. Now you have a peak formation reset. Wednesday either expands the range or pivots the other direction. That's the idea. Yeah, but I've also seen Tuesdays reverse the range. I've also seen Thursdays reverse the range. I've seen Mondays reverse the range. So, it's kind of one of those things where I'm pretty sure that any day of the week is capable of doing literally anything. So I try not to think about that too much. There are, of course, the midweek reversal template where you have like a Monday and then a Tuesday, first green, and then maybe a Wednesday that does something like this, and then that way you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday dump for a pump. I call it the pink rabbit, but that's really just a joke, Jay. It's the one that I can see the most. It's the one that stands out to me the most, and that's usually going to be like breakout day one. I love first red days, taking trades off the high of the day, off of a first red. And I really, really enjoy day 3 when you have 3 sessions outside of a previous day's range. When those trades play out, huge fan. Ooh, I just cracked my neck. That freed up a lot. That was nice. I started listening to these songs, and the guitar riffs are extremely stuck in my head. It's basically a Bible rendition of Psalms. They took Psalms, used the exact words, and turned it into blues songs, like a 45-minute. It's just like a video with a bunch of different blues songs on it, and it's extremely good. It's just them singing the Book of Psalms. Really good. Um, anyways, the guitar riff is stuck in my head, and it's sitting here just listening to that in my own head. Is there any additional significance when NQ has dual first red day, inside day? All right, so it really depends on the context. NQ has a dual first red. Oh, I see what you're saying. It could just be a down closed bar in a not moving market quant. So it's an inside bar, right? So it still remains and has the qualities of an inside bar, which means that when the previous day's low gets triggered, that's automatically resets money at the other end of the range. And if they break down, we could be expanding the range of the inside bar and all of that. Typically, I'm going to focus on the first red day first, depending on how the current day looks. Right now, I'm definitely more focused on the first red day. $9:48 in the morning. That means we have less than 15 to the new hour. Could be cool. I really wanted to find an entry on this, and now I don't know if I want to. I kind of do. I'm going to see how they react down here at the previous day's low. I did really like this because they hit the high of the day and immediately closed the bar back on the inside, and then almost immediately went vertical down. Timing wise, as far as 5-minute bar, new hour though, is a little. I probably should have just entered if I'm being honest. Hmm. I still haven't entered anything. Although now the US 30 is catching my eye. Jay Mills is in on US 30. Very cool. When analyzing the market, are you looking for overall direction? It depends on the setup. Sometimes there's just a really good 3-session opportunity that you can get in and get out, and it's clean and it's fast. That's what I prefer. I like just fast moving things that just over and done with as quickly as possible. All right, we got a minute 44 left on this bar. 7 minutes to the new hour as well. And remember, it's not, James, it's not about necessarily analyzing the market. Okay. It's about looking for the A plus B equals C, right? If I'm going to build a shed, I need to find a blueprint, and I need to find the measurements and material list, and it should be the same for every time that I build that shed. It could be about the same. And this should be fairly similar. That's what I'm trying to find, is the blueprint. If it does this and it reacts this way at a certain level over 3 days, and at 9:30 or around 9:30 it's doing this, there's your trade. A lot easier said than done, I know. It takes a lot of practice. It's a more of a template by it, yes. It's a more template basis, yes. Yep. Nice, Caslo. Yeah, I'm holding out. I'm holding out. I started to enter a little bit, and the way that it was moving, we were down at closing price. I was up about 10 points. And I was like, I'm just going to go to break even. And I got stopped out break even almost immediately. So it wasn't even really worth talking about. I'm holding on now to see if I can get a better entry. Good deal. It sounds like I'm clearing up a little bit for some people. That's awesome. I don't know if maybe some newer people in here. That's great. Don't be shy. Become one of the frequent talkers. The more people that come in here and chit chat is the better. For the video, for YouTube's algorithm, but really just honestly for me. And I enjoy it a lot more when people actually. I don't want it to be a one-sided thing. I don't want to just sit here and talk to a computer screen. It's weird. Yeah, I think this is my best candidate right now as far as we still have space to get to the low of the day. lets me know that I might even have a new setup. Oh, I meant new to the channel, James, or new to the live stream. But 6 months in, you're already asking the correct questions. So good stuff. You're asking the right things. Yeah, we got 3 minutes, Shaky. I think 10 a.m. Let's see if this. If you look at US 30, the chart has gone sideways into the beginning of a session. Spiked up, spiked down. I'd like to see the follow through of the spiking. Took out the high of the day, which means that we should go back for the low of the day. Or the trade setup could be back to the low of the day. However, sometimes they extend the high of the day like this and it's just a higher high for a squeeze to go higher. So I gotta be careful of that. Playing it mighty safe. As always. 2 minutes. The sneaky Russell. It has triggered the previous day's low. Oh. Today's going to be a good day. I'm excited. All right, Peace Within. Question, right? Your question is, what's the most pips you've scored in a trade? I've had instances where I've had over 200 or 300 pips and made less than a trade that I've made only 50 pips. So what does that tell you? It tells you that I'm scaling certain trades very differently. It either tells you that I've scaled different trades as a part of the playbook, right? I will enter into a trade based off of quality and not necessarily, based off a lot of things, but I will scale into something that I believe is going to be over and done with very quickly and just get out at 50 pips or 50 points and just be happy. And still make more than sitting around and waiting for it to go 200-300. Pips do not necessarily equal profit, unfortunately. But you could turn pips into profit by scaling. Oh yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, you'll ask me a question and you get me on a ramble. Well, we'll chit chat for days. Cause I'll just sit here. I'm like a grandpa, just sitting here talking. There's 10 o'clock. Whatever, Shaggy. You all know what I'm talking about. I am watching US 30 very aggressively. Look at the 1 minute chart. Look at the little coiling consolidation sideways that we've got going on. But does it follow through? That's really that's the golden question, huh? I have no orders in. I have not entered anything. I am just on my other screen scrolling like this instead of doing it on this screen so I don't drive everybody insane. Uh, peace. No, I'm not sure that's something that he does. Yeah, I'm not sure that's something he does. I just watched at the time, I watched pretty much every video that he had, starting back when he was still trading on he was end of day trading. Those were his early videos. Was him end of day trading. Which is a big George Douglas Taylor 3-day cycle. Taylor trading technique. He was a big end of day trader. Yeah. Hmm. That is interesting, isn't it? We're just sitting right on top of closing price and working down into it once. Large range bar back down into the low twice. Third time. Indexes are unstoppable right now. Nah, shaky, it happens. It happens. I'm feeling mighty patient. I feel very patient. No hurry. Oh, yeah. I'm watching the grass grow. Watching paint dry. Does anybody know what makes the grass grow? Oh my gosh. This seems to be a common thing this week. Or just I think probably because we're coming into the end of the year. But have you all been noticing that before the session begins, we consolidate. 9:30 opens. They run it up, they run it down, and then they just hold it in consolidation the whole session. Seems to be a very reoccurring thing these past few weeks. On the Nasdaq, James, I'm. It's already hit the low of the day, which is kind of concerning. It's already hit one of the levels that I would be targeting. Whereas US 30 has not. I'm a little bit more focused on US 30, but I'm not really particularly sure that this is going to play out anymore because of this disgusting little consolidation right here. And they've worked it 1, 2, and 3. They closed a little bit higher right here, and then they closed a little bit higher here. So it kind of feels like a squeeze is forming. Now, I don't know. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that it's making it look like that. Oh my. Quant, I think I've talked to you about Greece before, haven't I? I really want to visit there. Yeah, it could be. And that's just going to lead to lower volume in general, Shaky. I think it's searching. It's looking, it's trying to find, it's not finding. And then it just sits. And then like large news, the algorithm or algorithmic trading probably play. I don't really know. I just know that it's coming into the end of the year. Typically, end of the year, lower volume, especially December, January is usually going to be the worst time of year to be trading. But come February, March, we start getting opening range breakouts or opening range failures for the year. Yeah. I will say though that a majority of this year has felt like just a kangaroo market. Like it's the setups this year I feel like have not been the best. There's been a few really good ones, but I think this is my first year of trading where I've kind of just looked back and said, you know what? I hope that the setups get better next year. Because there have been some really good ones. But they're a little far and few between. Where in the past years, I was finding, you find a really good 3-day setup every single week. Yeah, quant. That's kind of what I'm worried about is that this first red day is just a down closed bar in an up moving market, and then it squeezes higher. So that's why I'm playing it so cautiously because we're not in a down moving market, and I'm shorting into a very strongly moving up market. Yeah, exactly. This has just been oscillating around the close. I think golf meant to go back down over here. So I'd say that's like one breakout. I think this would be the second leg probably. Yeah, Marius, of course. Look at this. Got a little curvature going on, I think. Oh my, look at this. One bar broke down. So this, imagine you shorted this, right? You shorted the break of this low. And now it's put us into a 1 bar trading range on a 5-minute chart, which is just incredibly disrespectful. Yeah. Yep. Thoughts on gold? I had no thoughts in my eyes for this one. I really wasn't too sure. I saw 3 days of breakouts, but no lower low, so I think I just avoided it. I would be willing to watch it if there was a first red day or something like that, Antoine. Maybe go in tomorrow with really clear levels. New 5-minute bar just formed. And they're already trying again to trying to push it lower. I just know. I have a strong feeling if I enter anywhere in here, I'm going to get bamboozled to the maximum. Yeah, this is... Like, what is that? Oh, this makes me want to bang my head into the desk. Not going to, of course, but holy cow. My favorite thing is coming into a session, watching the market drive into a level and then just go sideways for the next hour. That's my favorite. I love sitting through that. It's my favorite. I wake up in the morning and I just think about, I just can't wait for barcode price action today. It's my favorite. I just love watching it. Make tons of money off of it, Not really. Holy cow. I'm just complaining. Misery loves company. My bad. I think, yeah. Well, so that's the thing, right? They run it into consolidation. They hold it there for an undisclosed amount of time, and then they run it into another level, and then they go back in it. So it makes you think, oh, here we go. We're finally going to get the move, right? And then you get in, and then it just bloop, boop, and it just does that again. Which is a type of open. That is actually a type of a frequent market template or condition to watch for. Something that Al Brooks talks about are days where they do exactly what I just described: open the market, rally to a high, or decline to a low, run sideways, and then the rest of the day consists of a slightly higher or a slightly lower move and running back into consolidation. Not tradable and a little disgusting. Spider, how do you confirm peak formation on the session, day, and week? M's and W's. Engulfments. At levels, though, right? If you have a peak, if you have a double bottom or a V bottom reversal at a previous day's level, or an A top or a double top reversal at a previous day's high, that's a peak formation. Same thing for the session. If they have gone to the highest place that the day can travel. So, for example, this was the high of the day because, number one, they put in a double top and reversed off of that level, but also that's just the high of the day. It's the highest place the market has traveled. Double top reversal, peak formation high. Double bottom reversal, peak formation low. High and low days in place. They've extended the high and reversed. They've closed lower than this bar, so we have a new higher high peak formation. Shake, you take it easy. On to better days. Surely, right? I'm going to skip these ads for you all. There's no reason for you to watch a paper towel commercial or some guy come on and be like, I made $4 trillion last year on the NASDAQ. Yeah, just like that. No volume. Can everybody else hear me? Oh no. I see. Marius, are you trolling me? Is that what's happening? Next, you'll tell me there's news. US 30 has decided to put in a random, or maybe not so random, up close bar. All right, well, joke of the day goes to Paulie because that was just clever. That was good. I mean, really, what is that? Who said it? Patience? Yeah. This is what I call the tortilla of sadness. All right. The Dorito of dread. Look at this. We got a little tortilla chip being formed. All right, looks like a little Dorito. Gold? What's gold doing? Is it doing something? Holy cow. Well, it is nice to see that it's going down, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna wait for that first red day. Still on the inside, hasn't triggered levels. I mean, this is on the inside. This hasn't triggered levels either. 10:25. I'm telling you right now, if we get kind of like 10:30, 10:45, and this thing is still sitting in a sideways range, I am not. I'm just not. I will go enjoy the sun and I will go get a workout in. The early train left cam behind. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. But I also would have taken an entry, not necessarily based on my entry criteria if I would have got in. So this is torture. Yeah. I think that they could have used this in medieval times as a torture method for sure. Just put somebody in front of a screen for 12 hours a day in sideways consolidation. I think it's enough to make anybody go crazy. All right. They just whipped it up, and now are they going to whip it down and then pull it back up? I'm watching US 30. Yeah, Paulie, I don't think I'm going to listen to that one. If it's the song that I'm thinking of. Holy cow. I have not entered anything. I don't have any orders in place. I am only observing on my other screen. I am currently watching US 30 on the 1 minute chart. This is what they've done. They have broken out of tortilla chip and then reversed it back down to bottom side of tortilla chip. We're in the danger zone. All right, Paulie, you've piqued interest. Here we go. Do I regret doing this? Wait, are you talking about Whip It by, is it Devo? Okay, this is not the song that I thought of. And I'm very glad that it isn't. I'm very glad that it wasn't. Honestly, I would have been shocked, Paulie, if you told me to listen to the song that I was thinking about. Oh my gosh. Ghostbuster days? Yeah, what a time. I'm not sure that's what it says, Knight. I'm not sure. I don't remember reading that one in my studies. Hold on. Y'all are killing me. It feels like punishment at this point. It feels like punishment. I don't know what I'm being punished for, but it physically pains me. Thankfully, I'm not in a trade. I can't even imagine if I was in a trade watching this happen. I think that I would just go full tilt and like just close it. There's no way that I would be willing to sit through this. I would just close it and be done for the day if I was in something right now. West Texas, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what setup I would necessarily be taking. Maybe if the high of the day from before the session began, so maybe from over here. We've extended the high of the day, maybe in 3 legs. And then this was before the session began, so we'd want to see this high fail. Oh, you know what? Today is actually Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and I knew that, and I even talked about it earlier. And I'm just a silly goose. I need to go jump in the pond or something. Here we go. Let's see. Forex Factory calendar. Where's energy? Energy. Wednesday. Inventories. 10:30. Yep, that's what we're watching right meow. We got oil inventories today. Which I do wish that TradingView would just put up here, because I mean, I know that it's every Wednesday, but I still always forget about that thing because I check the other calendar. Yeah, we've got 1 minute and 13 seconds left on this bar. Sam, stop hit on NQ. Wait, were you long? Certainly not saying that was the wrong move. I still have no orders in. I have not entered anything. I don't think that's worth it. And in fact, I don't think this is worth it now that I'm kind of sitting around talking about it. 30 pips. Oh my God, bless America. Breathing exercises, everybody. Inhale, exhale. I have still not entered anything. I have no orders in, which is probably a very good thing, considering they are very actively practicing rat-like behavior. Box breathing. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10:36. Jay already knows. He knows. They just keep consolidating. Cam's walking away. I'm giving it a few more seconds, actually. A few more seconds. But they would have to. I mean, they would have to really show me something. This would have to be the most aggressive trap and shift maneuver that you all have ever seen for me to actually click the button. Because what the heck is that? we looking at a narrow range day? Is that what's going to happen? Inside narrow range, massive middle finger to the world, and then tomorrow is something crazy? Maybe a range. Well, tomorrow's Thursday. Not that it really matters all that much. Okay. Yeah. Why? Honestly, why? There's going to be another trade. I mean, is this fine? Yeah. The thing with this is wide range bar off the open. It could mean, and let's be honest, it could mean that maybe there's going to be a very large range day, right? Second bar is just as big as the first. You've got a huge potential or possibility for an expansion day on a Wednesday, right? But more often than not, let's really, sit back and think. More often than not, off the open, when you have a large range bar like this, they open the market, they force you to buy down low or buy a pie, or sell down low, excuse me. They force you to sell down low or to buy a pie, and then they do exactly what's happening right now, which is go into consolidation and just laugh at you that you decided to trade that. More often than not, that's what happens. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Don't just get upset with yourself because you saw a big bar and you decided not to sell. And now it's like, oh, well, I could have collected, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? There'll be another one tomorrow, maybe. And it might be better, Because here's the thing. When you have, let's say that we have a market that's done this, which this is fine. We made the lower low. This consolidation's pretty good. Maybe we could have got in on the 1 minute chart and it'd been fine. But wouldn't it have been much more better? Wouldn't it have been better if this bar had closed and breakout like this? And then we got a second bar off so like 9:30, and we got the 35 bar. And then we get one following through. So that it gives you a sideways coiled consolidation for you to enter on after the open. And then you're expecting continued follow through after that. And you would take it back to low of day or previous day's low, something like that, right? Like that's a better setup. That is a better line of events than massive wide range bar at the open that traps everybody and then goes sideways, which has been happening very frequently lately. That seems like their go-to, probably because it works. Like, why would I participate in that crap? I don't want to participate in that. Antoine, yeah. So, what could you have done? What did you do well? Maybe you were overly cautious. Why were you overly cautious? Include that in your little journal entry, right? Why were you overly cautious? What about the sight picture were you worried about? What setup were you taking? So, what did you do well? What did you do wrong? Was there an actual entry and you just didn't take it? Was your performance bad? Review that game footage. And then what could you have done better? What action next time could you improve on? And maybe you don't do it again next time and you have to go back and redo this entry. But over time, asking yourself those 3 simple questions over and over and over again every single day, and then talking to yourself about them, you'll stop doing ridiculous things as often, and it's good. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care. I don't care. It could rally 7,000 points from here. I'll see you all tomorrow. This is insane. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great rest of your day. Grab some sun, grab some healthy, nice foods. And I will see you tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, ready to go, ready to trade. See y'all then. Bye-bye.